Good morning, everybody. Real quickly, before we get this video started, I gotta let you know, yep, I'm wearing my special glasses, my special hoodie, because there's a special video today about someone really special to our agency. Yep, Rebecca DeLeon is telling her story today, and wait for the surprise ending because she has this awesome new opportunity that you're gonna hear about today. And our board is gonna recognize her at our next board meeting on Wednesday. So listen carefully for our new video today. Yep, that's why I got up early to wake up to give you this heads up. Wearing my hoodie, got my glasses on. Listen to Rebecca tell her story.
Continue to tune in for new videos every Tuesday with new interviews, educational content, and learning and growing with Yes Inc.
My name is Kellen McGinn, Director of Communications at Youth Empowerment Services, Yes Inc. Today we have Rebecca De Leon, a Yes Inc. team member who has been with Yes Inc. for the past 10 years and who is highlighted in Volume 20 of Yes Inc.'s Golden Newsletter. Listen to her story of the past 10 years with Yes Inc.
Ever since I started with Youth Empowerment Services back in 2010, it's always been a lifelong learning kind of environment. And so just being in an environment where everyone's encouraged to learn or try new things, and having people and leaders around me that see the potential has really helped me grow. So even starting out as a clerk in the fiscal department, Miss Loranda she knew I wasn't going to stay in that position from the beginning because she saw the potential I had. And then from there, just the encouragement from all of the leaders and people that I encountered along the way has really encouraged me to grow, whether it's, being thrown into like a facilitator position or being used for trainings and having to learn topics in the education field that I didn't know or were not part of my background. Being in that environment is just the kind of environment that has helped me grow and learn new things and add to my repertoire of skills along the way. The environment at Yes Inc. is kind of like a startup feel. Like you're going to wear different hats and you're going to learn different skills because you're not just the title that you're given. You're going to learn a little bit of everything along the way. And yes, you'll have expertise in certain areas. But that's one thing that I think a lot of other organizations don't have is the ability to not just work in silos and, this is my department. I'm not going to know what's going on in this other area. The open communication and open flow of all of that information amongst our team is really helpful to know the big picture, understand the mission and how you play a part in it, whether it's big or small or behind the scenes or up front. It's kind of a lot more evident because we're all sharing information together and we're not individual silos working like just in our little corners. Like we all touch the same mission. And I think that's something that's very unique about Yes Inc. I've learned a lot of lessons for the past decade. I guess for one is to believe in yourself and kind of go out and learn it. So as I mentioned before, I didn't have a background in education. I didn't have a background in budgeting or grant management, but it was the lesson that I learned is just because you don't have those skills doesn't mean you can't learn it. And so going out and researching, finding people that are experts in that field and learning from them, kind of don't close yourself off from that learning because you never know where you can go or where this can take you when you learn that new information. I think it's really important to recognize within yourself what your comfort zone is. And so I've become very self-aware when I'm in that place where, this is my comfort zone. I don't want to try new things. And so being aware of that is really helpful. And all of the reflections that we do, whether it's in our team meetings or end of day reflections, is really allowing me to see when I'm getting kind of too comfortable. And so that reflection time has really opened my eyes to staying in my comfort zone. And then the idea that, believing in your team members or believing in other people in your team that they can do it, and kind of just make them do it, sign them up as a facilitator, and it's kind of like throwing your kid in the deep end to see if they can swim kind of approach is really helpful, because otherwise, if I were left up to my own I guess wants, or I would not want to go out and do those things unless I'm being like pushed to do it. And so I know I'm not the only person that feels that way. Like, everybody kind of wants to stay in their comfort zone, but when it comes to believing in somebody's skills or believe that they have it in them and pushing them to do it because you've assigned them to as a facilitator, you've assigned them to do something out of their comfort zone, is a good way to push somebody who is more likely to stay in their comfort zone to get over that hump. I would encourage anybody that's interested in our services to trust the process, for one. So there's always going to be a process, whether if it's first learning about our organization, trust the process, really believe in it. And then I would say that you have a lot of people on a team that are willing to grow and learn and adjust. And so just because we have a skill in one area, or we're presenting our services in one way because that's the way we've done it, that doesn't mean that's the only way we can do it. So really trust the process and believe that the YesInc is a group of people that is willing to learn and adjust and pivot when needed. All of the YesInc team members, board members, vendors, superintendents, and teachers that we've worked with in trainings, everybody that I've come across over the years, I'm really grateful for contributing to my growth in one way or another. So even if you were a participant in one of the sessions I've done, or in a meeting that I've led, it's all been a part of the growth that I've experienced over the years. So just know that y'all were a part of a big lesson that I am taking with me as I move forward into my next steps. The question is, what are your plans going forward? Why are you leaving? Tell us more about your new opportunity. So I'll be joining my friend's passion project as the creative and communication director for the Language Preservation Project. This work came from seeing the pattern of language loss within third and fourth generation Latinos. And so my friend and I both grew up in homes that spoke Spanish, but were far from fluent in it. So when she had her first child about 4 years ago, she wanted to make sure that her son felt connected to all parts of his culture. So she had to figure out a way to pass on her language that she wasn't fluent in to her new baby. So what she did was, using her background in early childhood development, learning science, and curriculum design, she created a bilingual and bicultural home for her son. So this project supports families and educators in recognizing and leveraging the strengths of their own culture and their heritage language, and then using that to raise and teach multilingual and multicultural children. So this is something that is really near and dear to my heart, because I see the language loss within my own families, with my cousins' kids, and hopefully whenever I go through that season of life, I'm able to pass on the language to my children as well, because there is such a connection between identity and language when it comes to your culture. Well, as of 4 months after launching the project, she received an investment from the New Schools Venture Fund to develop a pilot that works in schools. And so the work there will be supporting the retention of Latinx teachers through identity affirming professional development, focusing on their heritage language preservation and development. So we will also be launching a podcast later this year called Talking to Grandma, where we hope to highlight the stories of people who are also carrying on their heritage language to the next generation, highlighting their strengths, really elevating those voices of people who are trying to influence, trying to push multilingualism in a monolingualism world. So that's what some of the projects that we have coming up, but this is a great opportunity that I saw to use the skills that I've learned so far and apply them to a mission that I am deeply rooted in, so that I could really contribute to something bigger than myself moving forward.
Don't forget to watch, like, and share our new videos every Tuesday. Thanks for watching.